In this video, we'll do a quick comparison between the old 600 Newton meters impact wrench that costs €60 and the new 2026 model that costs only €30. They both have the same 400 Newton meters maximum tightening torque, the same 600 Newton meters maximum loosening torque, and the same two speeds, 1,500 and 3,000 revolutions per minute. They both come with 3 included sockets, without a battery or a charger, and have the same 5 years warranty. The only difference so far is the Bluetooth module in the older model. They are both made by Grizzly Tools. To make this a fair test, both tools are brand new. Another small difference is in the design of the case. The newer model uses plastic latches, while on the older one, they are made of metal. There is also a design difference, with the older model looking more rugged, while the newer one is very basic. The included sockets seem to be identical. They are 17, 19 and 21 millimeters and have a plastic sleeve to protect alloy rims from damage. There is enough space in the case for the tool with a large battery on. However, I could not fit my standard charger in the dedicated space of the new case. While it fitted perfectly in the older one. This part seems to be about 5 millimeters smaller than it should be. Maybe it was designed to fit a newer version of the charger. And yes, I know what you're thinking. It does not fit the other way either. Both cases have a dedicated space for a second battery, although it is a bit smaller than for the one mounted on the tool. So I am marking the new one, to keep it clear which is which during the testing. For the first test, I am driving 3 screws into these old pine beams. They are 160 millimeters long and 10 millimeters in diameter. I am drilling a small 30 millimeters deep pilot hole for each one to allow me to use both hands during the tests. If you enjoy tool reviews, especially Parkside ones, make sure to subscribe to the channel. So far I see no difference in performance between them. When it comes to removing the screws, the older model seems to have a small advantage. Now let's go test them on a car wheel, since that is probably the reason most of us bought them. Well, that was a short test. I was expecting them to struggle a bit since these lug nuts were torqued to 150 Newton meters and were not touched for months, but they removed them in less than a second. Again, the older model has a slight advantage, but in this case it doesn't really matter since they are both practically instant. For this wheel, they were both in mode A, which stops them once the lug nut is loosened. For the second wheel, I will use them in mode 2, which is the most powerful. As you can see in mode 2, they keep spinning even after removing the nut, so mode A actually does its job and is a nice feature to have. Overall they perform really similar, with the older model having a slight advantage, but unless you want to untighten some really large rusty bolts, the difference between them does not justify paying double the price. One thing that I noticed, and this might be only on my unit, is that on the newer model the sockets are really easy to take off and put them back on, while on the older model they are a lot tighter, which is annoying at first, but might prove better in time. Overall, both of these impact wrenches perform very well and I highly recommend them. And if you don't manage to grab the cheaper one for only €30, the Bluetooth model still offers a lot of value for the price. But if you see the 2026 model in stores, there is no real reason to avoid it.